Hello and welcome to the National Real Estate Post. Frankie Ray here with Brian Stevens, kind of doing a different look and feel. It's like the old days, man. But I just want to remind you guys before we get started, Carl White has an ongoing webinar series on online lead conversion. Everybody struggles with converting. These guys have got it really dialed in. It's a webinar series. You can kind of dial into whatever time works best for you. So just click this banner you see right here over on your right and don't miss that. What are you doing?
I'm looking at Kiboom. This is the only interactive property search portal for televisions in the country. I'm using the remote for my television to look at properties. It's kind of cool.
It is really cool.
God, if I was a real estate agent, I'd love to have that.
You would think.
All you have to do is look at a Kiboom. Which is conveniently located right over there as well! Alright, I want to talk to you guys about something today that is just a little off the beaten path. Okay. But I can't talk about the doom and gloom of the housing market one more day, about the pending crash. So we're going to talk about homeowners association, the exciting world of homeowners associations.
Really?
Now, did you know, Frank, that 61% of all homes built in 2017 were in HOAs? Over half, 61%.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I didn't realize that.
And by the way, if you don't know, an HOA is a formal legal entity created to maintain common areas of a development and to enforce private deed restrictions. These organizations are usually created when the development is built, and membership is mandatory. I love mandatory. It usually comes with a fee, of course, and the West leads the way with 68% of all homes built in 2017 being in HOAs. Now, the Northeast is the lowest at 29%. Now, why is this? I'm really not sure, but I think the West, it kind of makes sense because we've always wanted to live in some utopian variation of a communal Bernie Sanders-esque kibbutz where we all run around half naked singing Kumbaya, drinking 2% almond milk, and burning sage for some stupid reason. Now, the Northeast, I'm not sure. I think they're all still beaver trappers up there, and not in the David Lee Roth variation, rather the 16th century trappers, so they have little need for HOAs. To understand that last one, you need to be at least 45 years old, and you had to have read Hit Parader magazine in the 1980s. But moving on, Frank, why more HOAs, and is it a good thing?
Well, I mean, our first concern with HOAs is the effect on dues in the event that there's another significant downturn where foreclosures rise. Right? So, of course, in that event, the HOA can be held responsible for the cost of the maintenance on the foreclosed property.
Not a good thing.
Especially when they're not getting the money in, right? So that's not to mention the additional cost to current homeowners as a result of the lost revenue from the foreclosed units as well.
Right. For example, when CNN back in the day lauds banks for halting foreclosures during the holidays, you know, we all applaud them for showing their humanity. Isn't that great? Now, if that house is in an HOA, that is yet another month that property gets behind on unpaid HOA dues. That's it. That means anybody else in that HOA has to pick up the slack for the guy or gal who ain't paying. Now, sure, the dues follow the property, but when you have multiple foreclosures in one HOA and dues are not being paid, keep in mind those communal areas still need maintenance, and somebody's got to pay for it. Isn't that always the case? Somebody's got to pay for it. So in the meantime, it's a season's greeting gift to those who quit making their payments. Good for you, you slacker, because you're not going to get foreclosed on. But for the responsible other owners in that area, you get coal and higher HOA payments for Christmas. Now, this can happen again. Frank, the question is, will it?
Or in the case of Nevada, is your home's actual value in peril as a result of being in an HOA?
The value.
Yeah, check this out. According to a study by UNLV,
Running Rebels,
Reno and Las Vegas homes lost more than $1 billion in value as a result of their laws and homes being in HOAs. That's
$1 billion lost because of an HOA. So what happened is HOAs were given priority over first lien holders. So when homeowners got behind on their HOAs, even if they were current on their mortgage, the HOA could and did foreclose on these properties.
Right. Okay, from the award-winning Reno Gazette. Okay, in the case of a foreclosure, a bottom feeder paid $20,000 at an HOA foreclosure sale, so 20 grand, and got an $800,000 house free and clear of all mortgages. Think about that. Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
That's crazy.
I agree with that. So how can this happen?
So they paid $20,000 in HOAs that were in arrears and got the
Right.
house free and clear because the guy paid it off?
I guess so.
Who's the guy who let that house go?
It must have been a bigger issue than we know.
Well, here's how
Obviously.
you're right. Well, here's how it can happen. A 4-3 Nevada Supreme Court ruling in 2014 allowed HOAs to not only wipe out homeowners, but mortgage lenders as well.
Wow.
That's not good. The ruling was especially tough on homeowners who now end up not only losing their houses, but also remain obligated for their mortgage to that bank. So the guy who lost his $800,000 house is still on the hook for that money as well.
Yeah, so I mean, now what do you think the unintended consequence of this ruling was? You guessed it, nobody wanted to buy homes in HOAs, and lenders especially didn't want to have anything to do with that. They didn't want to lend on properties where their first lien position was compromised.
And thus you lose $1 billion in value because properties drop because people don't think of the unintended consequences.
I can't wait 90 days to get rid of those people. I mean, I gotta sell that house.
Frank, don't be rash. It's just 90 days.
Those people are gonna trash that house. We won't be able to get a dime for it.
By the way, another problem with HOAs is your basic rights as a homeowner, okay? HOAs restrict what you can do. Possibly the single most attractive component of owning a home is it's your freaking house.
Right.
You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Not with an HOA.
No, check this out. Now this is crazy, but
This
hey,
is crazy.
but so are people.
Cray.
Right.
I know, that's crazy.
In Sacramento, California, just recently, there's a homeowners association that mandates, I remember this is ridiculous, that mandates residents to keep their garage doors open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekdays or face a $200 fine.
You serious?
No joke. Why in the world would they do
Oh, you
this?
have to keep it open all day. Okay, well, this is so stupid, it's unbelievable. But it's to ensure that you don't have somebody living in your garage, which, by the way, you're also not allowed to do over here. So, I mean, what's next? Green knickers on Thursdays or no lights in your front room on Friday? In the case of the open garage, the article goes on to say that there's some little kid who was like freaked out that his bike was going to get stolen.
Sure, I mean, think of it, man. This HOA says I've got to keep my garage door open from 8 to 4 every weekday. The exact time I'm clocked in at work. I mean, is it just me or is that a burglar's dream? You know, I mean, just unbelievable.
Now, of course, there's a bunch of good HOAs out there, guys. And more importantly, these things are growing everywhere. I'm just saying, before you or one of your clients buys a house in an HOA, understand not only what you're getting, but what you're giving. Just food for thought.
You know, I can't believe that there's that many HOAs being started every year, whatever it's been. It was like 61% of the new.
Well, you know, you're gonna get some yahoo who paints his house purple and plants bok choy in the front yard and has crates of 75,000 chickens in the backyard, screwing up your new house, and that ticks people off. So they say, let's run towards an HOA. But what they don't think about is the unintended consequences of said HOAs. So again, food for thought. You know, when you're buying a house, I want you to think about this, and I am dead serious. We always think about the house that we're living in, the neighborhood that we're living in, but we never think about the neighbors that we're living around. Before you put an offer in on a house, look around the neighborhood, see the houses, and dare I say, even knock on the door saying, I'm considering buying this house and just wanted to meet the people first. Because your neighbors are the most overlooked component in the home purchasing process, period. You either love them or hate them.
I remember when your story about when you and your buddy were flipping homes back in the day when everybody was doing that. You guys were buying houses basically unseen. You bought this house, you were going to go in and gut it and flip it all around, and when you got there, you took the time to just stand on the front porch and just look around, and you went, "Holy crap! Where did I just buy?"
Yeah, I bought a house in the town. Here, I'm going to tell you something. This is what I learned from buying that house. This is the truth. The more ice cream trucks that canvass your neighborhood, the crappier the neighborhood. So one ice cream truck, you're okay. 2 ice cream trucks, if you have 3 ice cream trucks canvassing your neighborhood, you're living in that movie Friday. You are living in the toe.
Everybody trying to do it. I lead the functions and all the ladies trying to do it.
You guys have a great one, man. Leave us your comments down below. Forward, share, and subscribe. And
if you see lazy boys in the front yard, not good.
you guys have a good one. We'll catch you later.
El Caminos on blocks, not good.
Unless it's your El Camino, it's probably rad.
Chain link fences, short ones in the front yard, not good.
Well, they work with the little dogs.
Put it in the backyard. Bars on windows, we all know that. Have a good day.
Later.